What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Cleveland Guardians video for you guys, as we are now just under 26 and a half hours away from the MLB trade deadline, which of course is at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And for anyone who hasn't heard by now, I will be live tomorrow for the MLB trade deadline with my guy JB Taylor, aka Walk-Off Sports Talk. As far as when we'll be live, that's kind of fluid, because right now my plan is to go live at around 4 p.m. But if something big happens, like let's say Eugenio Suarez gets traded, you know damn well we're going live earlier to talk about that trade. Kind of like what I did when Mike Clevenger got traded from the Guardians. I went live a little earlier and then just stayed live all the way through. So that's probably what would happen. But as of right now, we're tentatively going to go live at 4 p.m., right around there. I'll have to talk to JB Taylor just to be sure, but yeah. We'll be live from maybe 4 p.m. to around 6:15-ish. Because, of course, trades do happen after the deadline passes. But yeah, that's the plan right now. Of course, things could change, but if anything does change, I'll be sure to let you guys know. That's why it's important to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. And turn on notifications so you know when I go live and do updates and stuff via community notes and stuff, community tab or whatever. Thinking about Twitter. What the hell? Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting 24 plus hours. In fact, I'm watching the Twins game, and Willie Castro just got taken out of the game, and he was seen hugging teammates in the dugout. So it appears he could be on the move. Of course, Joan Duran trolled everybody last night by doing a fake hug watch, making it seem like he was getting dealt, but no. Although he could get dealt today. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, when it comes to the Guardians, their situation is kind of interesting, right? Because you hear about them selling, despite the fact they're only one game under 500, and they're 3.5 games out of the wild card. Like, all they really got to do is add a solid piece or two to the lineup, especially in the outfield. Maybe you add a reliever or something, and you're good. But apparently, from what I heard, Emmanuel Clase, being a grade A bona fide dipshit, caused the Guardians to go from buyers to sellers. So yeah, we can all thank old dum-dum, 5-star dummy, Emmanuel Clase, deciding to get his fingers dirty with gambling for the Guardians selling. Thank him. Because it seemed like the Guardians were all right with Luis Ortiz, because they could get by with that. They have enough pitching. And their staff was doing all right lately. But losing your closer because he's a freaking idiot? Yeah, I could see where that's the dagger, despite the situation. I mean, you do have Cade Smith, but of course, they put him out there for a save in the first game against the Rockies, and that dude proceeded to lay the biggest diarrhea dump that we've ever seen. Talk about a freaking meltdown, my God. Gee whiz, he saw what Jake Bird did earlier in that game and was like, watch this. I could do you one better. And the Guardians still got the tying run to the plate in that game, too. If only it wasn't Brian Slokio. Right? Oh, well. So as far as who could possibly be on the move, I mean, at first you'd think Carlos Santana, Jacob Junis, Paul Sewald, guys like that. Lane Thomas, rental guys. Guys that are going to be free agents. Right? You'd think, oh, those guys are surely gone, right? Well, maybe they get traded. But also, Stephen Kwan and Shane Bieber. Now, those two have been kind of bubbling around in rumors for the last couple of days. And from what I heard, at first it was kind of, they're probably not going to get traded, but the Guardians will listen. Well, after the Guardians lost 2 of 3 to the Royals, and then Class A goes out there and and turns into a grade A dipwad dummy, now it sounds like they could both get dealt. So again, thank you, Emmanuel. You freaking loser. Freaking idiot. Man. And the saddest part was, I saw that apparently before Class A got sent to the corner, the Guardians were possibly going to do a little buying, which made sense because, again, they're 1 game under 500. They're 3.5 out of the wild card. All they need to do is add a couple pieces and boom, go on a run again. They have a soft schedule to round out the year. No, losing your closer, that's the dagger. And of course, Guardians fans are just waiting for the seemingly inevitable Jeff Passan tweet announcing that Stephen Kwan has been traded. And I'll tell you what, when I see that tweet on the timeline, that's going to hit me right in the freaking heart, man. Oh my God. It's going to hit like a Mike Tyson uppercut to the chin. Oh my God, dude. You know, it's not like we're completely out of it. Yeah, we might be out of the division race, but not the wild card. Freaking losers just gave up like, okay, we're done. Throw in the towel. And you know what really pisses me off? The Guardians are going to be out here selling. Well, the Angels, who are essentially in the same boat as us, they're 2 games under 500 and 4 games out of the wild card, and they're out here buying. They went out and got 2 relievers from the Nats. But yeah, we're going to sell. And not only sell, we're going to get rid of 2 fan favorite cornerstone players. And we're going to waste another year of the Jose Ramirez extension. I believe we're already at, what, year 4 of the extension? And what do we have to show for it? 2 playoff appearances, including last year where we were 3 wins away from the World Series. Such an unserious organization, I tell you. Now, earlier today, I saw this tweet right here from Mark Feinsand that really got this fan base buzzing, and not in a good way. And I quote, "The Guardians are trying to move both Stephen Kwan and Shane Bieber per source. Bieber made his 4th rehab start on Tuesday, striking out 7 with no walks in 4 innings. He's returning from April 2024 Tommy John surgery and has a $16 million player option, $4 million buyout for 2026. Man, I remember how happy I was when I saw that the Guardians brought back Shane Bieber. Just knowing how good he was before his Tommy John. I'm thinking, okay, we're in a great spot. You know, stay in the running, get Shane Bieber back, add a few pieces to the outfield, and boom, let's go on a run. Yeah, right. Of course not. But I can't wait to get freaking prospects that are like in AA that won't be able to help us for a couple years. Good old Dolans, yeah. Lay out at Chris Antonetti Cook. Swear, dude. This team will never be serious. Never. Then we got this from John Heyman, and I quote, "Padres and Reds, in addition to Dodgers and others, are in on the Stephen Kwan Derby. Kwan with Luis Arias would be quite the interesting combo." Now, you know what would be hilarious? Now, don't get me wrong, this is not going to happen. But how hilarious would it be if the Guardians traded Shane Bieber? Okay? Stay up. Keep up with me here. Then they turn around and traded Kwan to the Padres. Forget this. Dylan Cease. Because the Padres do need an outfielder. How would Guardians Twitter react to that? Now, I heard they're also looking at moving Robert Suarez, which I wouldn't mind that at all. His contract is a little expensive, but I wouldn't mind it at all. Getting Dylan Cease when you could have just kept Shane Bieber, that would make no sense. I'm just thinking about that. It's like, imagine if they actually did that. This fan base would revolt. Like, oh, so you get rid of Shane, but then you go and trade for a rental. Okay. Okay, Chris, what are you doing over there, bro? What kind of crazy, wacky guess are you on, dude? Whose medicine cabinet did you raid, bro? Oh my god, put down the phone, Chris. You're on stuff, bro. You're on the wacky juice again. Stop it. Swear, dude, that's something that they would do too. No. No, it's not. It's not anywhere close to that. I'd possibly stomach it if Chase the Water was healthy, but of course he's not. Like, who would we even call up if we traded Stephen Kwan, right, for immediate help? Who would we call up? Oh, John Kenzie Noel, Petey Halpin, maybe George Valera. Okay. Khalil Watson would get a chance. Honestly, I wouldn't completely hate that. But he's not currently on the 40-man, so yeah. But oh well. That's the guy we got in the Josh Bell trade a few years ago, by the way. We had to take on Gene Segura's bloated-ass contract just to get Khalil Watson. He's shown promise, though. I wouldn't be mad if they brought him up, but I don't know. Then we got this as well from John Morosi, and I quote, "The Dodgers and Guardians have spoken about Shane Bieber, the former AL Cy Young Award winner from Laguna Hills High School." Okay. I'm sure Shane would get us a top 10 prospect. Not sure about an outfielder, but definitely a really good prospect in return. You know, by the way, just a little while ago, the Guardians unveiled their lineup for today. And would you look at that? Stephen Kwan is indeed in the lineup. And just like I said yesterday, Tom Manzardo is not in the lineup. Dude had 2 homers, and he's not in the lineup. Because God forbid he starts raking against lefties and makes old man Sorlock, whatever, freaking useless. Solrock, because he's backwards. Steven vote, man, I swear. It's even crazier that Manzardo has as many home runs as he has, despite the fact he's shared time with Carlos Santana and David Fry. This team will never be serious. Never. Never, ever. They are going to completely waste the entire Jose Ramirez extension. And they don't care. They do not give a damn. They somehow finessed that extension out of Jose. Freaking snake oil salesman. Right? Had him thinking, oh, don't worry, Jose. You sign on the dotted line. We're going to be contenders. We'll go get you some dudes to help you out. And we'll be good for years. Little did Jose know. Josh Naylor's gone. Andres is gone. And Stephen Kwan is soon to be gone as well. Such an unserious team. Really. But yeah, that's really all I got, guys. If anything happens tonight, if a trade happens during the game, I'll talk about it and then make a video after the game. But I will be live for the game in about 2 hours. Hope to see you guys there. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. As always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. And turn on notifications, especially for this time of year. Okay. With that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guardians. And I'm out. Bye-bye.